I think you're not playing enough drop shots. So today we're going to focus on playing the perfect drop shot. Hello and welcome everybody. Today we are in the Boekhorst in Noordwijkerhout and we're going to start right now. Vamos! Oké. Ah, lekker boelie! And we have sales on justpadel.com. I like it. You like it? Good match. So first we're going to speak about what kind of ball you should play a drop shot on, because I think there are two kinds of drop shots. You should never play a drop shot if the ball is high, because it's so weird to do. I would not recommend to play a drop shot. If the ball is slow or fast and it's like around the net, you can play a nice drop shot. Or when it's super slow and it's very low, you can also play a drop shot, and you should use a drop shot. So let's start why you should not play the drop shot when the ball is high. Nee joh. Oh, it's possible, but it's stupid. The second one is a drop shot that is quite fast and is around this height. Then it would be good to play the drop shot. So you don't have to do anything. So the technique of this drop shot is way different than when it's a slower ball. So let's see if you can see the difference. Nee. Ja. Nee. Ja. Nee. Ja. Nee. So if my opponent is very close to the glass, it would be a very good moment to play the drop shot. So have a look where they are and then decide when to play the drop shot based on their position. Because if the ball is close to the glass, they are more likely to play like a faster shot, and then it's quite good to block it. Because if they are close to the glass, they play fast, which is a good option for them, and you play soft, they have no time. So play the ball on the same player. Kaas op mijn boterham. So this was a good moment to play a drop shot, because Sasha was close to the glass and then she has to run too far to get the drop shot. So in this case I played to the same player because Sasha's far away, maybe still working on the last shot, so maybe she's still on the back foot, and I played a drop shot. You can win a lot of points. It doesn't have to be an amazing drop shot, but you just want to move somebody as well. So it's also to create space, maybe not even to play a winner as a drop shot. If you play with the wind against you, it is very good to play the drop shots because it drops back into the net. If you're playing with the wind in your back, your drop shot will float. So when you feel the wind is against you, do some drop shots. So we just explained that you play the drop shot if your opponent is close to the glass. If you see that your ball is going to end up close to the net, so let's say I play an amazing volley, I just go a little bit closer to the net, because then my drop shot has more chance of succeeding. If I am going to play far from the net, so this is what many people do, is they are playing paddle and they are always at the second post, because their coach is saying, second post, you have a lot of time to respond. But would it be good to play a drop shot from the second post? I think it's quite complicated. You see, I failed. So at least be between the first and the second post. If you are at the second post, play a ball that can help you to get closer. If you are at the first post, you can play a drop shot, but if you play an amazing shot, you see that your opponent's close to the net, then it's going to be a very nice drop shot. You can even play cross court out of the door. If you see that your opponent is close to the glass, step, drop shot. You don't even have to do too much. And if you play to the fence short, you can open the court a lot. Because if your opponent needs to play the ball back from here, they cannot attack you. So it could be a very good idea to play the drop shot make them run, and win a lot of points. It's also about reaction time. If I'm playing a drop shot from the second post, the opponent has a lot of time to respond to your drop shot. So maybe your drop shot is amazing, but you're playing it on the wrong moment. Because if you play it from the second post, your opponent has a lot of time. If you play it from very close, nobody's gonna get that shot. Nobody. Oh, doesn't even have to be amazing. It's just that Sasha does not have any time to respond. If you play it sometimes, they will not know it's going to be a drop shot. So these balls have too much bounce. So I know I'm not going to play the drop shot, but I play it lower, then it would be nice. So if your opponent is a little bit, play the drop shot. If your opponent has an injury, yeah, play the drop shot. Let them run. The technique of the drop shot. And if you cannot play the drop shot, I would recommend to start by doing this. Because you need to learn to slice the ball in the continental grip. So this is a very easy and fun way to do it. And then once you get better, you can try to play it over the net and let the ball comes back. Yeah, it helps to do this with new bolitas. The continental grip, which I would recommend, is on top. So it's always, hey, how are you, to the racket, and then have it here. So the V in my hand is always at this point. And have it a little bit loose, because you need to play a little bit slice. Another drill what you can do is to practice the trick shot, to do it that way. If you're by yourself, to have it a little bit more functional, you can do it like this. And slice, and then the ball comes back into the camera. And you can also do it with the forehand, but in this way you learn to stop the ball and to do a little bit of this. The stop volley, drop shot, is the only time where you kind of make a ball underneath the ball. You don't need to do too much, but it depends on the speed of the ball. If the ball is fast, you just need to do this. High, low, stop, stop. If the ball is slow, you need to do a little bit of this. You need to carry the ball a little bit forward. So then it's the only time where you make a ball underneath the ball. So then it will actually look like this. You don't have to do it so much, but if the ball is slow, you need that extra slice. If the ball is fast, this is enough. You just use the speed of the ball. In order to train this, I would do stop and go. So let's say I play a rally with Sasha. I stop the ball and I play it. Because you need to learn to stop it and to not do extra. Because this is where it goes wrong with the drop shot, is that you try to do too much. You only have to do a little bit more if the incoming ball is slow. So in order to play a very good backswing, you need a preparation that is very close to you. So I'm never gonna play a good drop shot if I'm here. I use the speed of the ball. So I would be here. I would really like to see my own racket before I play the drop shot. And it doesn't have to be so high, because then I'm gonna play too fast. So if it's here, this is amazing, because from here, if the ball is higher, I would rather play a faster ball downwards. So if it's around here, so this is a very comfortable place to hold the racket. I can hold this forever. And from here, I'm going to swing the ball. So my follow through is also not going to extend all the way. It is just going to be very softly. Banga. Sasha was surprised, but I'm totally not surprised by my drop shot. So you slice the ball so you can take the speed out of the ball. That's why you play softer. So you should never make a big backswing. You just need to make a very small swing where you just try to focus on cutting the ball and not so much on hitting fast. The reason that your backhand drop shot is better is because you naturally turn your body a little bit more. So when you want to play a good forehand stop volley slash drop shot, you still want to step and hit. So just do a small step. Don't make a big step because a big step is a big swing. But if you make a small step, so you can use that step to turn my upper body, and then I can have a little bit of a longer follow through. This especially works well when the ball is slow. Because if the ball is slow, we tend to do a little bit of this because we think, oh, that's quite easy. But we have to work a little bit harder if the ball is slow, because we need to step and hit with the drop shot. If the ball is fast, you can just block and stop the ball. That's it. So there's a big difference between a blocking stop volley and hitting the stop volley. Where should you play the drop shot? Well, you can play the drop shot on the same player, because that works, or on the player that is super slow. And what you can also do is to play the drop shot where your opponent is out of position. So if I play the drop shot here, my opponent is still kind of okay. If I play my drop shot completely in the center, maybe both players go and there's space after the drop shot. I can also play the drop shot close to the fence because my opponent is away from the fence. What I would recommend is that the ball doesn't hit the fence, because then it gives your opponent more time to catch the ball, because a slow ball towards the fence tends to bounce upwards a little bit. If, for instance, you are somebody that likes to record your own matches, I would recommend to play the drop shot out of the door, because it just looks nice and it makes you feel great. What I would also recommend is to play the drop shot, to practice it with the paddle wood, because this forces you. I've been using it now with my students for a couple of weeks, and they are making their swings shorter. And it's really hard telling people to make their swing shorter. It is so much easier to play a little bit with a smaller racket. So the drop shot comes and you just play the drop shot with the paddle wood. And this makes your preparation smaller and your follow through also. So try that. We have a discount code on paddlewood.et, Italian website, and it's 10% off you if you use code Sven10. So I love it. So cannot recommend it enough. Hoppa! I won the point with the paddle wood. That's all for today. I'm gonna practice my stop volley for the rest of the day. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next Monday. Hasta luego, ciao, adios. Oh.